I kind of was secretly hoping that there'd be more players since, what is it, 33% sale on Armada 2 right now? But we got a match. So let's see what we're up against. What am I dreading most? Well, maybe some Adriani, maybe. If I were to be honest, since my lances are not going to be as impactful there unless I get the critical hits. Oh, we do get the Adriani. Void Weaver, I recognize that name. I recognize that name from somewhere. But maybe I shouldn't have spoke, Because now we are face-off against Adriani. But if I can reveal them early, I could potentially get the critical hits in good order. The big question is, am I so scared of the torpedoes that I possibly prioritize the engines of the cruisers first? Or do I go after the generators still, and then prioritize the engines if I have the foresight to focus on that? That's the only thing I'm not sure about just yet. And I kind of want this Hellbringer with the rest of my fleet. I don't know what much else it could do there, but if it gets isolated, it's pretty much dead no matter what. Let's not kid ourselves. And winds of change may not be, well, a little bit of, Disruption Bomb is going to be great. Okay. Winds of change, I'm wondering how much value I'm going to get out of it in all seriousness. Since my opponent's not going to have any frigates, ideally, but they are going to have fighters and they want to get in close and aggressive. Otherwise, I could possibly do some good boarding actions. So I may want to try that some. Just not a lot of good alternatives in all seriousness. Oh, Mini-Eyed Prophet, that might help. Extend the range of my frigates might be good.
Your orders?
Oh yeah, I do have a mission to spare, right? Yes, I do.
Engines to full ahead.
Okay. Maybe this is the person I was referring to before that had the 2 Phoenixes and 2 cruisers. I honestly couldn't tell you.
Your orders.
Just gotta be careful not to get the Hellbringer into ramming speed.
Reporting.
Yep, it is a very similar fleet there. It could be the player I thought of earlier when I did my Friday video with Tau. Which may be why I'm confusing it for this person.
For the War Master.
If I had to guess, at least.
As the War Master wills.
The enemy has seized a strategic area. You have seized a
And I want these
strategic
close
area.
together as much as
The
possible
enemy
because
has
the one
seized a
downside is I don't
strategic
actually have a
area.
fighter ship. Oh, I burnt all my combustion gauge. A bit of a problem. But not a big deal yet, so long as I have these ships close enough to support each other.
Setting course. Reporting.
And I think my opponent's just going to be deliberately avoiding me to an extent. The big threat is the bombers.
As the War Master wills.
Once I reveal them, I do have the extended range to help some. I just actually need to hit them now, for that to really matter. And no, Hellbringer, you're not smashing into anything.
Retros activated. We stand ready.
But you are revealed, alas.
Engines hot.
You have seized a strategic area.
Reporting.
My opponent's trying to evade
Enemy
me,
ship sighted.
which is fine, I can grab objectives easily enough, but...
Reporting.
And I could keep some really good distance here, so...
Now.
I just don't have the range right now to hit them
The enemy
effectively.
has seized a strategic area.
But if I have 3 objectives, that helps.
Moving to those coordinates. Reporting.
What I need to be aware of is my opponent may be trying to jump me if I get spread out too much. Ideally, I don't want the frigates to get sniped,
Orders.
since they play an important role with these massive extension of my sensor range.
Show us our victims. Setting course.
Ah, damn it. That was a bit of a mistake. I thought maybe it would have grabbed it. It was just a mere second or
As the
two
War
off.
Master wills.
I'll let the
Show us
Hellbringer
our
grab it.
victims.
I should have stayed long enough to grab that because it's really important for the playstyle my opponent's trying to do.
Your orders.
But I don't need to do
for the
anything.
ruinous powers.
I'm just gonna reveal and start shooting.
Show us our victims. We stand ready.
Nope, I'm doing it again, aren't I? Which is kind of funny, but
War Master.
clearly doing a bad job of my control here.
Sighted. Reporting. Enemy ship sighted. We stand
Nope.
ready.
Don't you start being stubborn on me now.
Enemy ship sighted.
The priority has to be the cruisers. They have the torpedoes, and they are what I'm afraid of.
To the slaughter. Your orders. Set engines to full ahead.
And you can't hit me with torpedoes very well.
We'll follow your
Hell, do I
command.
have the mobility just to dodge this really well?
Switch to silent running. Show us our victims.
Well, that's convenient.
For the War Master.
My control's messing up a tiny bit, but that was really convenient for me.
We'll follow your command for now. Reporting.
I don't know how this is messing up the visuals there, but
We've lost an escort craft.
I did lose one frigate.
Moving to those coordinates.
But let's not try and lose another one, ideally.
Your orders. For the ruinous powers.
It's going to be a very slow process, but if I can get some critical hits, that helps.
Activated. We are
Since I'm going to have Disruption Bomb coming up in a moment, and my opponents will be forced to do something.
Close activated.
You have seized a strategic area.
For the War Master. As the War Master.
I ran out of combustion gauge. But torpedoes are firing.
Reporting.
They're not going to hit very well, but repairs are going to suck here.
Setting course. Let the galaxy burn. As the War Master wills.
Can I ram it to death?
Strike successful, Master. For the War Master. For the ruinous powers.
I don't quite have the firepower we like, since again we are using lances.
The enemy has accumulated 25%.
But you are about
strategic
dead.
points.
I'm gonna have well, I'm not gonna have torpedoes anytime soon. Let's not kid ourselves here.
Show us our victims. Retros activated.
But if I can ram them, that helps, maybe.
We stand ready. Moving to those coordinates.
You have accumulated 25% of strategic points.
The boy didn't quite do a whole lot there, and I didn't even get rid of the one ship, which is kind of why I like the torpedoes, since realistically,
Command.
my battleship's not gonna get to do a whole lot as far as hitting with torpedoes.
Engines hot. To the slaughter.
I need to keep him as arm's length, and I really wish I kind of had the stasis bomb.
Your orders.
I would like to stay. I could cut out the winds that change there easily enough for a stasis bomb, because that's important to prolong these type of engagements.
Boarding attack successful, Master.
Since I'm not going to do a lot of damage, and I do need the critical hits
It's been torn
if I'm going to
apart.
actually kill those ships off.
Our minions rampage.
And sadly, I did
through
not
their
get
ship.
any of the generator critical hits, at least ones that stick long enough for me to capitalize on. But yeah, winds that change did really no good for me there. In retrospect. Since my opponent needs to get incredibly close anyway, and Stasis Bomb and Disruption Bomb, even if they don't hit, are great at keeping them at arm's length. It's just a bit awkward with the battleship not able to shoot at all, or at least having to spend all that time turning. But if it can somehow get torpedoes in, that's an amazing amount of damage. Which does make me wonder if I want to have micro warp jump in some sense, although that's going to be impossible to use in an aggressive manner. In all seriousness. But the Many-Eyed Prophet helps a ton with revealing them early, and with scanner pulses I can reveal them no matter what they use for hiding. I just need that positioning. So we'll give this another try. Those are probably one of the harder matchups for me, and hell, my Imperial Navy fleet kind of is better suited for that, since if my opponent gets close to me, then I have at least the high energy turns on my cruisers to lob torpedoes at them, whereas my Desolator, it's not as convenient and it was arguably a bit of a liability there. Whereas in every other matchup, it's kind of neat to deny suffering engine critical hits. At least tank the initial shots to kind of mitigate it. That is the entire reason why I have it in this fleet. Since otherwise, you could go with 5 Acrons maybe for the sheer amount of firepower. Okay, orcs should be pretty simplistic, depending on if Karsa's going to go Mega Cannons or not. I would say it would be... well, Eldari probably be worse. Corsairs are actually not terrible. Remember, they are fragile, you get double the chance to critically hit them. It's just the range where they can engage. But if you can reveal that Void Stalker, you have a much better chance to break their generators. It's the Asgiani that would be the worst. Just because they don't have that liability. I would argue at least. And since they only have like, if this trend is, what is it, just constant double Void Stalker, like it has been for the past Corsair games, they're only going to have 2 ships as opposed to 4 or 5. Now if I do this properly, this may not be a fun match for Karsa, since I'm just going to be running from all day. I don't need Disruption Bomb, I seriously need a micro warp jump though. I just gotta have the foresight to do early enough. But it depends if the Karsa is going the Mega Cannon route, which is the assumption at least. Lances could be problematic if I get revealed, since there is possibility for a Lance type fleet to just ridiculously slow me down. Again, there's not really much choices and upgrades for me outside the navigational shield, so I think I'll stick with the Many-Eyed Prophet for now.
We'll follow your command for now. Your orders. We are unstoppable.
So we know what we're up against here.
Enemy ship sighted.
I'm gonna have to turn and engage relatively quickly here.
You have seized a strategic area.
I'm gonna have to do nothing but side strafing and grab objectives as I go.
We'll follow your command for now.
This is probably no realistic way I can grab the objective in the middle, but I can, since Karsa is gonna make it easy for me to identify him. Well, they do have a gas cloud, let's not kid ourselves, but with the extended sensors I can do well.
Setting course.
Okay, they have a ship over there hitting the gas cloud. Bunch of frigates. I could kill them easily enough when I get there.
For the ruinous powers. Reporting.
Alright, this works best for me. Separate and conquer is the name of the game here.
Reporting. Engines hot. We stand ready.
A little bit ridiculous, but I might as well use my damn torpedoes in some form, right? That's one thing I'm gonna have to learn using Chaos. Is how to actually get value out of these cursed things.
Show us our victims.
Now I'm curious, did you repair or
The
not?
enemy
Okay, you
has
just
seized a
repaired now.
strategic area.
Setting course. Show us our victims.
One mega can gone, so switch your targets up.
We stand ready. Break them. For the ruinous powers. For the War Master.
Now the trick is doing the damage necessary,
Set engines to full ahead.
which is going to be hard to do, but they have no mega cans. That's the one thing I got going for me.
We'll follow your command.
I'm just going to get bored to death. It's a bit of a problem.
Show us our victims. To the slaughter. Setting course. Retros activated.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Probably should have micro warp jumped sooner, but I did not get rammed at least, so there's that.
For the War Master. Boarding attack successful, Master. Reporting.
This is a bit risky, but I'm going to attempt it.
Set engines to full ahead. For the War Master. Moving to the
I think this might work.
For the War Master. Set engines to full ahead.
Let's not get too excited just yet, but at least we grabbed the objective on them.
The War Master wills.
I just need more engine critical hits.
Tear them apart. Your orders.
And everything should be... Well, I am marked currently. Let's not kid ourselves.
You have seized a strategic area.
We are unstoppable.
And I currently have only 2 objectives. Let's keep that in mind.
We stand ready.
If I can get engine critical hits, that'd be nice, but we're talking about a very long process.
Show us our victims. Engines hot. Reporting.
Weapons are breaking, but probably not what I want to break.
As the War Master wills.
I'm waiting for a permanent engine critical hits in all
Set engines to
seriousness.
full ahead. Enemy ship sighted. Your orders.
I'm not quite getting the critical hits, sadly. So this is still
War Master.
very damn tenuous.
Your orders.
And this is part of the reason why stasis bomb aggressively is not very helpful.
For now.
It is so damn easy for me to just evade that.
We'll follow
Sadly,
your
I just had to
command.
just get in range of the cursed stasis bomb.
Your orders.
Or not stasis bomb, but tractor cannon. I don't have my micro warp jump up in time,
Moving to those
so I can't use
coordinates.
that maneuver
The enemy has
again.
seized a strategic area.
For the War Master. Moving to those coordinates.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Reporting. For the ruinous powers.
They will love engine critical hit. I'm not getting it, sadly.
Show us our
And
victims.
combustion gauge is burnt out. That's another thing to note.
We are unstoppable. We stand ready.
So I think the damage has been done just because of the one tractor can.
Show us our victims.
The one good thing I could do is micro warp jump out, maybe. If I can do this properly. Since they burnt all their boring, I'm hoping that's true. I might be dead before then, though. Nope, oh, I did it too soon,
The
damn it, I
enemy
did it
has
too
seized
soon.
a strategic area.
I thought maybe all the assault actions were done.
Your orders.
The enemy has accumulated 25% of strategic points.
Morale's about to break on there, but that doesn't do me a lot of good.
Reporting.
Probably could have had my frigates trying to grab objectives, but I would have to deal with savages. And if they're... And they are... No, they're onslaughts. Maybe I could have took them on with good torpedo hits.
Show us our victims. Retros activated.
It's not quite over yet,
Enemy ship
but
sighted.
my Acheron's in a bit of an awkward spot, isn't it now?
Rampage through their ship.
It's still alive though, so a testament to its tenacity.
Adjusting rotation. As the War Master wills.
I don't think this is gonna hit.
We stand ready.
Try as I might. Nope.
Boarding attack successful, Master.
It did get an engine critical hit the last, so that helps some.
Setting course. We stand ready.
So the flagship's finally gone, so I have that going for me.
We are unstoppable.
Engines are permanently gone on the Hellbringer, but if it can get out of fission, maybe I can still work with this.
For the ruinous powers.
The enemy has accumulated 50% of strategic points.
Engines permanently gone there.
Your orders.
You were gonna grab this objective for me. Okay, never mind. They managed to rally it.
For the War Master. We are unstoppable.
And there are a bunch of frigates still.
Moving to those coordinates. We've lost a ship.
So maybe what I want is for you to focus on the flagship some.
As the War Master wills.
You should die just to the fire assaults alone.
Your orders. Tear
Actually,
them
can I just
apart.
ram these things?
Executing high energy turn.
The enemy has seized a strategic
Not a terrible
area.
idea, so long as I do this properly.
You have seized a strategic area.
Engines hot. Adjusting rotation. For the War
Okay.
Master.
I wanted torpedo hits, but I'll take
Set
this, I
engines
guess.
to full ahead. Setting course. Show us our victims.
Now just gotta kill this thing off to actually grab the objective.
Retros activated.
And torpedoes did not hit, alas.
We'll follow your command. For now.
I want that thing to die. It's gonna have a lot of mutiny problems for him.
Reporting.
Nope, taking too long to kill.
Accumulated 75% of strategic points. You have accumulated 25% of strategic points.
To the slaughter.
I can at least still grab more objectives. These are battle cruisers, they could get them quickly. That just did not need to take as long as it did.
Powers.
If I got the good ram hits in, that would help a ton.
Activated. Reporting. As the War
Because
Master
right now,
wills.
if I lose any ships, that seals the deal.
To the slaughter.
Actually, my frigates should be trying to shoot as well. Okay, flagship's gone, that helps a ton there.
Set engines to full ahead.
And I should maybe seriously consider, well, we have a battleship coming in, so I probably want to
Reloading
reload.
ordnance. Enemy ship sighted. Moving
Well,
to
actually,
those coordinates.
I'm not afraid of a single mega camp, but more
For
frigates.
the War Master. Setting
And I don't
course.
quite have the durability to kill these things on the flank.
We stand ready. To the slaughter. Engines hot. Show us our victims. Retros activated. Your orders.
I did a bad job controlling this here, but I am getting the objective still.
We must escape. Show us our victims.
I dislike to return the
You
filter
have
box. I
seized a
don't care.
strategic area.
I don't care about what you have to offer me.
We are
I would
unstoppable.
have loved the fire assault there. That would have helped
Reporting.
seal the deal with the mutinies. This thing would be.
Moving to those coordinates.
Since this thing is about to break, that would cause some issues. But it can't see me. I just gotta
Your orders.
get the objectives now.
We'll follow your command.
Permanent engine destruction. Maybe I should have kept you in the gas cloud.
The enemy is close to victory by strategic points.
Okay, you're broken, but... Oh, your deck's gone, so you're completely gonna break. But this is over just because I lose this Acheron here.
Setting course.
There is potential for the micro warp jump though, but sadly with the ridiculously long cooldown, I wasn't able to utilize it again. And just because the flagship didn't get its engines down,
Strategic area.
meant my flagship just immediately died to a tracked can shot.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Moving to those coordinates.
Since I think I was just on the edge of getting hit by that tracked can too. This could have been a completely different type of match, just on killing off the fleet. Since everything's about to break a mutiny, I do have their engines prioritized, so there's at least a guaranteed engine critical hit there when they kill off their crew.
Engines hot.
But this is over, I can't really grab all the objectives now.
Strike team slaughtered them.
But I really like the possibility of the micro warp jump. It's just a question, how do I get the most out of it? Because if I can trick them to go after the flagship and put themselves in an awkward position, it gives me so much more breathing room and time, essentially, to get that recharged again. It's just, I also screwed up a little bit, to be fair, with the timing of my micro warp jump. Since Cursor did lightning strike with everything, if I had waited till all those boring results were gone, I could have just jumped out. Sure, I would have had a temporary engine damage or even permanently damage, but at least it would be safe and it would still be contributing. I really do need to think on how to actually get use out of the torpedoes. Since before the nerf, that was like my only way to consistently get torpedoes, use the micro warp jump aggressively, especially when they try and run away with the flagship as a prime example. Then I just jump in there, make sure my heading is facing the way that I can lob the torpedoes, and I get amazing burst damage with some decent ramming damage in. I am partial to the macro weaponry though, a little bit, at least it's more flexible. Whereas the lances I kind of exclusively need to keep at distance. Otherwise, what am I feeling up to next? Well, Adeptus Mechanicus I teased that before. The 4 Nova cans at that, as opposed to just trying to cram in as many Nova cans as... Excuse me. Rather than cram in as many Nova cans as possible, I'm actually going with something that's at least a little more reasonable, maybe? At least for fighting in general. Because I could get a 5th one in there, but I have no points for any kind of frigate, which is a huge liability. Especially against Corsairs and definitely against Drukhari, without a doubt. Although, it's not a ridiculous idea to go with like 5 regular cruisers, I suppose. But the Arc Mechanicus actually does have high energy turn now as a little bit of a tweak they made to that ship. So I don't even think I actually played with it since that change. Since that buff. So I'm willing to give that a try. And we'll see what our opponent is before I worry about actual skills in that, I suppose. We'll just pick the generic ones that are kind of my go-tos. But yeah, that had real promise there. I don't know if I was just on the edge of that tracked can, and again, getting those engine critical hits would have helped a ton too. I don't know if I ever did get any, and they were just repaired, mind you, to be fair. But just having that limpy behind and not being able to chase me is a big deal. Since that is such a... that swings things around so heavily. Hell, even with all those, with all those damn, battleships, they would have enough lances to slow me down quite efficiently too, if Cursor really wanted to go that route, so I'm a little bit sad we're not seeing more of the lance slow. It probably goes to show how impactful or how powerful the tracked cannon is if they're forfeiting the slow on the lances. Even when they have like 6 of them available for their battleships alone. But now we have Tyranids. I do at least have a fighter squadron to help reveal. And I'm gonna listen to see if they do track consensus, but I'm going in with the assumption we're dealing with Pyro Asset. Which is going to be awkward, to say the least. Since they have all that additional range. But if I could spot them and get... What I need to do is force them to kind of rush, in all seriousness. Disruption Bomb is great for that. Stasis Bomb might be. Actually, Rad Tempest device is probably more likely to force a response, because it's immediate damage, they have to take that seriously. Well, the endless Nova cans, well really, the simple matter is I have too many shots for a battleship. There's no point in me needing unlimited shots because I don't think I'm even going to get through all of them. It's the fact of the matter there, if I were to be honest. At least it's going to be ridiculously difficult for a battleship to make use of. That is for sure. If it was a cruiser, that's a little more reasonable. Never mind, a lot more easier to utilize just because the cruisers have more speed. I should seriously consider looking into some cruiser, like 5 cruiser type of fleets. I just like the Arc Mechanicus too much though. It's a question if doing myself a bit of a disservice though. And let's see, let's launch fighters. I did not hear any tracking senses, so they could possibly have been silent, unlikely, but...
Interceptors engaging.
Actually, I kinda want to boost forward, don't I?
We are ready to serve.
Since I don't quite...
Calculating vectors.
I don't have a beacon, I only got 1 fighter squadron, which I'm gonna have to recall almost immediately, I think. But at least we get to tell where one of the battleships are.
State your order.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Maybe I'm okay here. I could scanner pulse in this region and make sure I'm not getting flanked. And at least I have 3 objectives to secure.
Order. Receiving your order.
Yeah, all the Mechanicus ships have the same speed. It's the turning radius that's the factor. It's really difficult to fire Nova cans normally, even before they gave them high energy turn. You needed the micro warp jump to actually be able to get these shots off, unless you're playing a very passive route.
Receiving your order.
But since I'm going to be circling around trying to hit them with my broadsides, you can imagine how difficult that would be without high energy turn. But everything else has the usual Imperial Navy type of rotation speed, which is basically double the turn radius.
Machine spirit appeased.
It's still slow in comparison to all the other factions, but Dark Mechanicus definitely need that high energy
The
turn.
enemy has seized a strategic area.
And my opponent does have Silent Russian. Okay, never mind. I could just listen for him.
Seized a strategic area.
I should recall that fighter now, so at least that way I can launch it back out at a good time.
Thruster routines active.
Yep, I should have set myself to Do Not Disturb. I might do that after this match here. We don't need inconvenient pop-ups.
The spirits obey.
I really want a scanner pulse just for safety's sake.
Transition begun.
But it's my only scanner pulse I have too at the same time.
Thruster routines active. Machine spirit appeased. Hostile signature.
Well, that paid
detected.
off nicely, didn't it?
You have seized a strategic area.
Transition begun. To serve the
And these are
Omnissiah.
Pyro assets. And they're doing reload, no less.
Optimal course set. Receiving your order.
I want to fire Nova cans, but let's force a response out of them. In fact, let's just slow them down tremendously.
We are ready to serve. Engaging drive.
I just want to slow these cursed things down.
With much
I'm not quite getting the
efficiency.
hits I want, maybe, doing this.
Receiving your order.
but we're gonna need to turn quickly.
Energize vector thrust. Machine spirit appeased.
Oh yeah, you're in the gas clouds, that's fine.
Engage engine red lines.
This will force you to hide.
State your order.
Okay, that battleship is coming in now. So I do need to reveal
Rouse
that.
the engines. State your order. Optimal course set.
I'll get this revealed quickly, but
Reroute power to retro propulsion.
an awkward
Receiving your
awkward
order.
circumstance trying to hit this thing, though.
Rouse the engines. To serve the Omnisire. The spirits obey.
Alright, reveal this and start killing it.
Hostile signature detected.
And it is conveniently the flagship, too.
We are ready to serve.
Which even then I was kind of hitting it.
Engage engine red lines. Machine spirit appeased. Calculating vectors.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
I can maelstrom it, but I think we got a better
Machine
alternative
spirit
here.
appeased. Receiving your order. Enhance rotational drift. Receiving your order. Transition begun.
Okay, so maybe that was a mistake there, but
Rouse the
I still have shields up at least. We gotta start killing these ships off now for it to really matter.
to serve the Omnisire. Machine spirit appeased. Engaging drive. Receiving your order. With matchless
So far so
efficiency.
good. Not the best use out of my
Holy Omnisire.
my
Hero
Nova
by
cans
wounded
though. It goes
souls.
without saying.
Starhawks engaging.
But these macro cans are gonna be good, right?
Enhance rotational drift. We are ready to serve.
Gotta get ready to get the hell out in an instant.
State your order. We are ready to serve.
Okay, let's play with the targeting priority of the Tyranids. So now you have to shoot at a different ship altogether.
State your order. Thruster routines active. Machine spirit appeased.
I did lose a frigate, did I? Nope, I didn't lose a frigate, but it's nowhere useful. It's the sad
Receiving
fact of the
your
matter.
order. The spirits obey. To serve the Omnisire.
And I need fighters to actually help with spotting too.
Engage engine red lines.
Oh, I'm doing this wrong. You're supposed to go forward, the rest of you go back. Like I said, we're playing with the firing behavior
Detected.
of these ships.
Machine spirit appeased.
Scanner pulse in 8 seconds, I gotta keep that in mind.
Style signature detected. Receiving your order. Energize
I have spurs. I am not afraid of you.
Rouse the engines.
It didn't work out the way I was imagining in my head, but
To serve the Omnisire.
this could still be a mess.
Engage engine red lines. Engaging drive. Machine spirit appeased. Optimal course set.
Alright, now's your time. Murder the hell out of this Tyranid.
Are ready to serve. To serve the Omnisire.
There's a lot of chaos to be had here.
Cannot endure. Machine spirits nearing
But again, I have a trump card in how their pyro acid behaves. I just gotta abuse the hell out of
We
it.
are ready to serve. Rouse the engines to fury. The
Oh, I got in the
spirits
spore
obey.
field. That's what happened there, so...
Enhance rotational drift. Legio Cybernetica have boarded the enemy.
Oh, I think its shields are going to recharge in time, so that stinks. It didn't matter. It prompted the response I want.
Reroute power to retro propulsion. Machine spirit appeased.
We win against Pyracet.
Legio Cybernetica have boarded the enemy.
For those of you that are naysayers, take your damn notes. Because otherwise, if I wasn't going to continue streaming, I would have literally just dropped the mic. Need I say more? Need I goddamn say more? Well, I don't know how we're going to top that, but okay. Maybe I should just cut down the stream now. Sure, my chaos matches may have been... There may have been much left to be desired, but damn did that feel good. Now I'm completely lost. Now I have no idea where to go from here. I fulfilled my duty with the Adeptus Mechanicus. Chaos fans probably want to see more, so I might go back to them. What else am I feeling up for? In all honesty, I kind of want to play with Shroud Fleet more, even though it's not really a good fleet at this point. Or maybe I have to relearn how to use it in all seriousness. That might be a thing. But I do want to play around with the Shroud Fleet some more, just probably not right now. But what I am curious is maybe going back into the Merchant Fleet and play around with the battleships and seeker missiles. Have some fun with that and at least try and figure out their potential, cause sure, I could go 6 cruisers on here as well, but I get no frigates and hell, I think I would have more fun. Ooh, Space Marines, there's a thought. I can't remember when's the last time I played Space Marines. I think I did in my last stream, maybe a single match. What am I feeling up for? We have the battle barge, 3 torpedo strike cruisers, and the 5 strike cruiser fleet. I think one of those two. Yeah, we'll put the Explorer fleet on hold. We'll play with a little bit of Space Marines. It's a question again. Well, micro warp jump could be useful here. Okay, I remember when I last played Space Marines. It was when we were dealing with the goddamn Corsair fleet, I think. And I was playing around with micro warp jump. It wasn't the Devil Void Stalker, mind you. It was like a bunch of light cruisers. So maybe it's not the normal type of match you would expect. But we'll give it a try. I don't know what else to say now. Because it seems like if that ranking, legendary ranking, the bar was any indication, we just basically went up against the number 1, if not number 2 Tyranid player currently. Assuming that was accurate. And it felt like a salt victory at that. It was maybe dumb luck getting the scanner pulse, to be honest, I will admit. But since I wasn't hearing any rushes, you can kind of infer where those ships are at the same time. At least how far they can get to the middle of the map anyway. It still remains to be seen if they're side strafing and all that. So there is some possibility to... I would accept the argument that was pure dumb luck. I will accept that. But I was going into it with some realistic expectations. There was something in that area. I just was not expecting 2 hive ships to be there. No, yeah, basically how it works is if it doesn't show your rank, it shows your opponent's rank. That's how it's supposed to work, I believe. It's inconsistent, sure, but that's how it's supposed to work. Or at least that's how it currently works anyway. It shows either your ranking or your opponent's. I just don't know if it shows you as the winner or shows the loser's ranking. Is the only thing I'm not sure about, if there's a consistency there at least. That's why I was going on about that possibly being one of the top ranking, at least Tyranid players. Because I feel like that was accurate. I just don't know the specifics to say that with certainty though. Oh, more Tyranids. Boring torpedoes can be amazing, but I have a battle barge which arguably is a bit of a liability. I'm trying to really think how to do this. Since this is definitely one of the harder matchups for Space Mage just because of they can instantly regenerate their crew if they use their spawning sacks properly. And getting in close is really dangerous. Well, it depends on what they're equipped with, I suppose, to be fair too. A mission anticipator would be so damn important to kind of reveal them early. At least get my Novas in a very aggressive position for spotting. But I also do need the range to just not have my battle barge die, because I feel like once they jump this thing, it's all sorts of screwed. Disruption overcharge? I really do dislike the idea of canceling out their shields, if I were to be serious, since I still feel like that's like a bug. So I am reluctantly taking that upgrade, but it's going to be really damn important to permanently keep their point defense down or offline. Because it is such a powerful weapon right now, since it can be used for every matchup now that it actually works properly, goddammit. It can stop my opponent from recharging his shields, basically negating a supercharged void shield at that, so long as she can keep hitting them. It will eventually be useful against the Eldari, since their Hall Field is one of the more problematic type of shields or defenses to go against, especially at longer range. And it allows me to do the lightning strikes on Drukhari, which have really low morale, so I would be inclined to use that against Drukhari with a Kulexis Assassin.
I am listening. At your command.
I think I'm going to boost forward with the Novas anyway. I kind of would have liked to instead use Supercharged Void or have Emission Dissipator, but again, this is a bit awkward for me. I'm limited in my vision because I'm forfeiting a beacon.
To where we are needed. Give us purpose.
But now the big question is the rush silent? If remember in my Tyranid videos, it's been inconsistent, so that does throw things off a little bit. Oh, I heard fighters launching. Where were they?
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
I thought I heard some fighters launching.
We stand ready.
We know where a battleship is, and it's out in the middle of nowhere, so that helps some.
Repositioning. We stand ready.
And I gotta be willing to recall my fighters immediately once they do their.
You have seized a strategic area.
This is gonna be important. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have. I just heard the rushing. So that's the confirmation I needed there. In whether my opponent has silent rushes or not.
Where shall we strike?
Okay, thanks for giving that away.
I am listening.
I kind of want to be hit then.
Moving to position. Give us purpose.
I could brute force that. Hell, I should wait till my fighters get back. This is where my fighters are really damn important.
Where shall we strike?
I just don't have the range to shoot these drones down the best.
Give us purpose.
Massive claws, okay, so we have one big threat at the moment.
Engines engage. Give us purpose.
Alright. My fighters hopefully can last long enough to make this work.
Hold course. All power to engines.
I just gotta again remember the Pyrastic shenanigans. Yep, and you have multiple hive ships because you have that upgrade for it. It's the fighters doing what they need to.
We stand ready.
That's a little unfortunate, but it burns one of your main abilities.
We stand ready. To where we are needed. Where shall we strike? Repositioning.
The big trick is Yeah, well, I'm gonna spot easily
Full
enough.
course. Full speed.
Go ahead and board me.
Give us purpose.
It's kind of inefficient, but
Where shall we strike?
I do have dumbfire torpedoes to help in this regard some.
I am listening. At your command.
I didn't launch my fighters, but you have no shields, so it's technically the same damn thing.
Launch Thunderhawks.
The enemy has
This
seized
thing
the
is sadly gonna
strategic
die
area.
before it even matters, if I were to be serious.
Boarding successful. All power to engine.
So your fire ass is kind of gone.
Underway.
Your fire assaults are pointless because you got the flame breath on you. You got something stuck in your teeth, I guess.
Moving to position.
These only have 200 movement speed. I can outrun these really well.
Rearm. At your command. That is impossible.
So I think we could do a good amount of boring damage on that thing. This is the best case. My
Underway.
opponent was kind enough to kind of jump out of the way, in all seriousness.
Our wrath cannot be denied.
Boom! That felt good.
Give us purpose.
Still got a lot of work cut out. I still got my work cut out for me.
Our wrath cannot be denied. I am listening.
It does have massive claws, so
Advance.
we're not out of the woods yet.
Repositioning.
And there's still a lot of frigates around too.
Underway.
One final hive ship.
Critical damage. Tech Marine, calm the machine spirits.
I want to micro jump with this. I don't know if it's a good idea yet.
Halt advance.
Oh, you did regenerate your crew, so keep that in mind.
Show us the enemy.
I want to ignore you just because your crew's gonna naturally die pretty soon.
Enemy in sight. We stand ready. Moving to position.
You have seized a strategic area. The enemy has accumulated 25%.
Okay, no fire
strategic
assaults.
points.
Thankfully, my opponent's missing with these.
Give us purpose.
Now I need my dumbfire torpedoes to hit.
Initiate Thunderhawk bombardment. Hold course.
I was kind of hoping to kill the Devourer. It was not meant to be.
Moving to position. Halt advance.
You have accumulated 25% of strategic points.
Sadly, torpedoes were a big whiff there.
Strike quickly, brothers.
I think that's enough to kill the ship off if I'm really lucky.
Our wrath
Actually,
cannot be denied.
that was a big mistake I'm realizing. It's just dying naturally because of random fire,
I am listening.
which is a bit of a shame.
Successful. That is impossible.
Let's see if this works. Probably not, but
Repositioning. Engines engaged.
I want to kill these cursed things off.
Underway.
Let's get another victory, shall we?
Speed.
I just think I'm too close.
All power to engine.
You have seized.
Nope,
a
they hit.
strategic area.
They hit damn hard.
Where shall we strike? To where we are needed.
You have accumulated 50% of strategic points.
Give us purpose.
Now let's grab some objectives.
Engines engaged.
Oh, actually, I'm in the lead. Never mind.
Show us the enemy.
This is going incredibly well for me.
Teleport attack successful.
Despite how awkward that was. Again, I did board the hell out of their flagship, but
Show us the enemy.
at the end of the day, it meant little because it just died to my weaponry. So I really do need to figure out how to get the most out of my damn
Initiate Thunderhawk bombardment.
weaponry. Or at least out of my boarding.
Moving to position.
Because that's a first-hand example of how things can get a little bit awkward. Ooh. I was gonna say, thank you for making this easy for me. Okay, I take that back. Thank you for making this easy for me.
We stand ready. Repositioning.
Yeah, Honor the Chapter. I kind of deliberately did not look at Honor the Chapter. I really need those those emergency repairs. But the boarding was ridiculous. We did enough boarding damage to kill off the flagship again. I had a lot of things to look at, so I don't know if it ultimately died to my macro weaponry or the boarding if I were to be serious. But it's nice to see a Space Marine victory nonetheless. Especially against a heavy Pyroacid fleet. They just didn't have the Krakens is the noteworthy thing. Okay, I misinterpreted because they literally have an ability called Honor the Chapter, so it can get a little confusing. But it is damn potent, especially on a battle barge. Maybe a bit more questionable on the strike cruisers, because it's a lot easier to lose your engines or your weaponry. And as a result, you need your emergency repairs more. But yeah, that's feeling good. 2 matches against Pseudo Pyroacid. One of which I seriously was not expecting to win against. It feels like a hard matchup just because my boarding torpedoes, my boarding in general, can heavily be mitigated just by their spawning sacks, and they don't get penalized as a result. At least compared to Call to Arms on everything else. So that was good. Do we have any suggestions? Anyone wants any factions you want to see there? I'm going to throw it out to everyone, the viewers at least. I am going to go back into Chaos, I think, for those that are Chaos fans at some point, before we call it a night, or at least before I hop off. I'm just trying to think. What would I well, I am going to dive back into the Merchant Fleet at some point, because I do want to experiment with the Explorers, just because the awkwardness of their Seeker missiles, yet the number of charges that the battleships have to include, make them very dangerous. I guess we'll do some Merchant Fleet. With that said, hell, this is unranked as well, but I at least am really intrigued by the potential these Explorers have. They are just not what you expect of torpedoes, or even ordnance in general, with how they function, and that is for some weird reason alluring. Nope. We're see. Okay, what I'll do is I'll do Merchant Fleet next, and then we'll jump back into Chaos. Although, I don't know what kind of Chaos I want to do. I think I'm more comfortable, or at least like the potential of the macro weaponry more. But it's been so long since I played Chaos anyway. But there is potential for the Lance too. It's just very strict on how you should play that. You almost never want to get closer to your enemy, since you can hit them just fine at maximum range regardless. No. Orcs. And I think this is Goth Clan from what I'm looking on the colors. Unless this is a unique portrait, then we're left wondering what kind of sub-faction they are. But I have additional torpedoes, whereas opposed to way back when I did my focus on the Town Merchant Fleet, I kind of ran out of steam a tiny bit. Well, that was also because I was relying on heavy fighters and bombers. Do I need repair drone? I like stasis bomb, gravity wave projector can be good. It's just restricted because they have to get close to my flagship. And I gotta remember to make good use out of these frigates too. Although, with the change to the capture mechanic, they aren't really the best at stealing objectives, especially one that's basically such a linear path. We know exactly where my orc opponent's gonna go, and there's nothing I can do to really deny them the objectives the best. I am definitely gonna play some more macro-based, or at least the Carnages. Jeez, Damn bossy orcs at that. Alright. I'm just trying to think of my strategy. I think I go aggressively through the middle, but let them have the middle point at least, since there's not really much I could do about that. I just gotta remember, the secret missiles are gonna be so important to figure out.
Gravity drive to maximum.
Well, these are all light cruisers. That is without a doubt what we're seeing here.
We serve the Corvacha. Barracuda shoals.
I'm just gonna launch the fighters, try and reveal them.
Aircraft ready for orders.
And this is definitely gonna be difficult because this is a ridiculous amount of mega cannons we're dealing with here. So I never want to get even in 9,000 range with this many cruisers. It's going to be a tall order just because of how slow my ships are too. Never mind the fact that I have a working tractor cannon too. And by working I mean that it's not. I can't actually see the tractor cannons what I'm trying to refer to.
How may I serve the Tauva?
So this will be tough. I think I really realistically want to spread out as much of my ships as possible. It's just going to make it impossible for my fighters to actually support each other with that said. But the one thing I learned during my time with the Protector Fleet is these heroes actually have a respectable amount of firepower.
As the ethereals wish. Drones have identified an enemy target.
So we got the identification.
The enemy has
Okay,
seized
just
the
generic
strategic
upgrades,
area.
thankfully. Oh, and they're torpedoes. That don't mean much yet, though. And not quite in range for the mech. What am I? I want to fire more secret missiles, it goes without saying. Do as much damage as possible. And get these guys going to maybe grabbing another objective. Since I don't have targeting coordinator to help with my weaponry at all. Now we'll see if my opponent knows how to boost. I do have the fighters to help some, but they're not going to last very long. Oh, and I gotta remember, experimental railgun, I wasn't quite in range before.
To spread the greater good.
I'm still not in range. A little inconvenient.
Gravitic drive engaged.
Yeah, I had to miss.
Gets the prey.
Change your firing arc, you cursed things. You're stronger on the prow.
The Tauva
Don't
shall
forget
prosper.
that.
Aircast ready for orders.
Now let's get the hell out of here.
Guide us.
Actually, let's recall my fighters as well. Hopefully preserve my charges some.
We serve the Corvacha. Aircast ready for orders.
I'm gonna play with the mindset that these are mega cannons, just for the sake of that is a very fearsome fleet to go up against. And my opponent's conveniently dodging these secret missiles so ridiculously well too. But they did boost just a moment ago, that's part of the reason why.
The patient hunter gets the prey. Barracuda shoals launched.
Can I fire more secret missiles with that said? Since now they're turning. My secret missiles there did very little, but I have more where that came from.
To spread the greater good.
Oh god. Here they come, ready or not.
As the ethereals
Oh,
wish.
oh, you just used up all your combustion gauge. That's what happened there.
How may I serve the Tauva?
And secret missiles are not doing very much
Barracuda
here.
shoals launched. At your orders, Coral. The patient hunter gets the prey.
I do have a
The
good
enemy
prime
is
shot.
seizing
Oh,
one of your
that's because I've been hitting
strategic
other
areas.
ships and with my secret missiles and not so much the one that I've been killing.
Well ready.
The
Imperials guide us.
Okay, 2 hits there.
Honor the teachings of the Order. Closing on your position
Nope, ramming myself. That's not good.
to spread the greater good.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
This is going to be really awkward.
Aircraft ready.
Just because of how the secret missiles are going to fire.
The tower shall prosper. Gravitic drive to maximum.
Aircast ready for
They do have broadside heavy guns, though. So there's still a big threat.
Forever it will be so.
Look at that dance of secret missiles. It's a little ridiculous.
the Tauva shall prosper. How may I serve the Tauva?
Sadly, not much I could do there as far as kill him off, but that one's dead due to secret missiles at least. Can I support? Well, one of them's mutinied because of broken deck. Maybe I should have gone after a deck instead. Oh god. Hold that, Sock Royal Reese. Actually, I have a better idea. They don't have the red ones go faster.
We serve the Tauva.
I question this idea tremendously, but I think I know what I want to do.
For Anvar, it will be so.
Although, did I run out of bombers?
Gravitic drive engage.
At your orders, Colonel.
Your combustion gauge is completely gone, alas.
Tauva shall prosper.
And that flagship is not dead. Correct that for me now, please.
Colonel, ready.
Oh, I didn't. Did I do that badly? Yes, I did do that badly.
Gravitic drive engage.
I at least have the same health as them, pretty much, so I'm okay to take a couple of hits. My ship is not long for this world, though. And I forgot about my one squad here.
At your orders, Colonel.
As the ethereal
One of ours
I don't know if I'm doing well or not, if I were to be serious. If those are mega...
of strategic points.
Oh, they are mega cannons. I'm completely wrong.
aircast ready.
So
for
I should be
orders.
taking these seriously. I thought they were torpedoes. So I'm
How may I serve the tower?
I was gonna say that if this was actual mega cans I was up against, I would be dead by now, probably. But no, I'm completely
How may I
wrong.
serve the Tauva?
My opponent just
You
isn't
have
using
seized
lock-on.
a
With that said,
strategic
it's the main reason for what's going on, I think.
Barracuda shoals launched. Bombing
Now, I
in.
want to kill the morale on this one ship here,
Strike
which I'm not going to do with rail guns.
For Anvar it
What
will
is
be
left, exactly? Just a bunch of crippled ships with no engines. So that's convenient.
Colonel,
All the mutinies is paying off well for me. Let's not get cocky, they still have mega cannons.
the Tauva.
And even these light cruisers are ridiculously dangerous.
The ethereals guide us.
But I did get my mutiny I was aiming for, at
For
least.
Anvar, it will be so.
we serve the Kovatra.
Ah, missed. I knew it was a narrow arc, but I was hoping to hit with that.
To spread the greater good.
And you guys got the objective. We're golden here.
Your position.
Actually, let me just ram you for good measure. You got really weak armor on the rear. And that works out really well. Yeah, those mega cans are fearsome, even with 83 armor of a Necron fleet.
Tauva shall
It's not even so much,
You have
in all
seized a
honesty, with 83
strategic
armor, it's not actually because of the damage that's probably getting you killed, it's really the critical hit chance. Since what? That was like
You have
12 light
accumulated
cruisers?
50% of
So if my opponent decides to lock on, that's like a 72% chance to critically hit.
How may I serve?
At least on a light cruiser. And that is ridiculously powerful against these heroes here. Reload is damn effective, but only if you can reliably keep in range, which is why I like keeping lock on to open up with, which maybe my opponent was doing, I just wasn't paying attention. Otherwise, let's murder everything. There's only one Mega Cannon left to deal with here. Okay, maybe not all that exciting, but... well, actually, it was a really tense match.
By my sept, we shall attack.
Maybe I taught our orc friend a new word, who knows. Well, you know they would just shoot me with my own weaponry there, then once I gave them to them. Isn't that supposed to be the lore of the Blood Axes? They just trade Imperial goods or Imperial weaponry, and then they just use them on their benefactor. At least that was the description I remember. But yeah, it is a bit awkward, but at least having 4 charges on those explorers give them really good longevity. Never mind, you cannot overlook that firepower. Just ridiculously awkward. Just look at all those secret missiles that were dancing around that one light cruiser, for crying out loud. It was a bit absurd. Now, you want chaos, we're gonna give you chaos. I like my macro cans. I'm gonna have to play a little bit more with the slaughters, I suppose, but I like the carnages a lot because they don't really have less firepower, they just don't have the speed of the slaughters. It's almost the exact same type of firepower, they just miss out on the armor-piercing potential the lances, is where the slaughter would come out on top. I would argue at least. But at least the carnages have the range to allow me to engage in situations like what we just seen. If I'm facing off against orcs, it's a little bit too dangerous to try and get in there aggressively. But maybe I need to play with the slaughters more to truly get the most out of their range, or at least their speed. Time will tell, and I do have this spoiler, but that was for a lot of the same reason why I like having a battleship in general. The extra resistance makes it so I don't suffer from random engine critical hits so early on, and then just die as a result. So, with the change to micro warp jump, I may consider swapping it out some. But I'll keep it there for now to play with, since the micro warp jump could be useful since this spoiler is going to be hanging back a little bit more anyway. I'm happy to see these fast queues though, at least. So I just need to commit to doing more weekend streams. With that said, since like I said plenty of times already, oh, same opponent. Since like I was saying before, my Wednesday schedule for streaming is really awkward for the rest of the world. Europeans are already in bed, Asians and Southeast Asia are basically going to work or just waking up, I imagine. And it's dinner time for all the North Americans, since I'm just further east than the Eastern Standard Time. Otherwise, can we make this work again? I do have more speed, but it's going to be tricky to get through to all sheer hit points unless I can get on their side. And that's going to be tricky. Let's keep in mind there was no tractor cannon, was there? Or actually, I did kind of kill off the flagship really quickly too, so maybe I just denied them their tractor cannon and got lucky in that regard. But that's something I'm going to have to take seriously, since I honestly can't remember if my opponent had tractor cannon or not, and I never bothered to look at what they were equipped with at the score screen, or the summary. But I do want a mission dissipator. Well, I know they're light cruisers. I'm just not likely to get value out of the armor-piercing ammo. Okay. It is still a very fearsome fleet with that said. Sure, a lot of the orcs like going with the battleships, but the light cruisers have some real damage potential there. It's just they're so easy to critically hit, is probably why they choose the battleships over the light cruisers. As we kind of seen there, we critically hit everything's engines just about. But a fearsome fleet nonetheless.
Engines hot.
Now we gotta go through this tedious process of prioritizing everything. And I think I want to kind of engage them early. At least with my macro cans. But now my opponent's boost down forward. Oh, there are torpedoes here. Okay, so it's a bit of a mix. It's almost exclusively mega cans though.
Show us our victims.
But not as fearsome as it could possibly be though.
We stand ready.
Actually, I think I'll have this grab the objective on the right. If we can... I almost want to say I want to switch priority to destroying the weapons maybe, but they can still ram me. Who am I kidding? And it's a 1 in 3 chance even if I were to get an engine critical hit to destroy the one I want.
For the War Master.
And you have fighters, but I have a lot of bombers, but your fighters can easily negate that. Who am I kidding?
Strategic area.
Swift Death Squadron seeking prey.
Oh, and I forgot my stances, silly me. That's going to be important for... because now I'm on a cooldown.
Reporting. Retros activated. Your orders.
Now let me have my frigates in position to maybe start utilizing
Enemy ship sighted.
the micro warp jump in the future.
We'll follow your command for now.
I'm gonna have to throw this guy a bone there if they have a brand new fleet or maybe be a newer player.
The enemy has
I don't want to
seized
make
a
this too
strategic
frustrating
area.
for him. But it goes without saying, I'm just instantly dead if I just let him get close to me too early. Especially with the mega cannons.
Enemy ship sighted.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Engines hot. Reporting.
And this is the flagship here.
For the ruinous power.
Keep that in mind. These are also torpedoes, so I can easily evade these really well. I just gotta boost or narrow my profile. And the good thing about micro warp jump is, even though it's a 15-second channel, I can still shoot unhindered. I just can't do anything else, so it's still doing work for me to despoiler.
Moving to those coordinates. Show us our victims.
I do need to show this newer player, I'm assuming a newer player, a good time, so let's see about trying to get in the rear.
We'll follow your command for now.
Oh, this actually works out well for me.
We are unstoppable.
Let's fake this out some.
Doomfire's unleashed.
We're gonna try and get behind them, or at least get behind these fleets. Since these guys are no longer gonna do anything.
Setting course.
They just burnt their boost, so I don't have to worry about ramming.
Enemy ship sighted.
I say it as, well actually I'm okay with ramming them on the side. I just don't want to be rammed.
Activated. Reporting. Retros activated.
The enemy is seizing one of your strategic areas.
For the War Master.
There, that was... Considering they were all mega cans, that actually went pretty well, I think. Let's not jinx it yet.
Through their ship.
I could randomly get critically hit without wanting to.
Our minions rampage through their ship. We stand ready.
Okay, more torpedoes, but I kind
Attack successful, Master.
Oh, I burnt my combustion gauge. Never mind.
Enemy
Ah!
has seized a strategic.
They're lightning striking me. He's learning. My adversary's learning how to kill me.
Unstoppable.
Especially with this ridiculous amount of boarding. Good God.
Reporting.
I have cold arms. Is
You
it
have
worth it,
seized
though?
a strategic area.
And I do have Disruption Bomb. I don't know why I have Disruption Bomb against orcs, but okay, I'll go with it.
Your orders. Setting course.
Plasma Bomb, that can definitely be a fearsome weapon, but I think I'm okay here. Ooh, and I bored this thing nearly to
Attack
death.
successful, Master.
I just wish I had a little bit more boring to kill off the crew, but the mutiny is better.
To the slaughter. Show us our victims.
Those mega cannons are gone there.
We'll follow your command.
This one's out of the fight. Your engines is all but useless, but my generator's gone.
Repair my ship or else.
Mainly because of the crew being crippled.
Reporting. Moving to those coordinates.
Oh god, he's going in for ramming speed.
Retros
Evade,
activated.
evade!
Engines hot.
Nope.
Show
I'm
us
gonna
our
have to
victims.
I'm gonna have to mute myself after this match because of phone call. I'm gonna call him back though. But I know who it is. It was someone I was expecting to call me.
Unleashed. Your orders.
Otherwise, we got the objective here.
We'll follow your command.
Get my combustion gauge up. I kinda need it right now. Although my crew's about to die too, so let's keep that in mind.
You have seized a strategic area.
Okay, we're good. We're about to have 4 objectives here.
Master.
I want a little bit more damage to maybe cause a mutiny on you. And see about possibly more boring later.
We are unstoppable.
Uh-oh. I never got around to repairing your engines, did I?
Your orders.
Or did I repair and it just got broken again?
Slaughter them.
Either way, we're doing good. We just got...
Moving to those coordinates.
Oh yeah, these are... I gotta remember, these are also the fighters that do damage to my hull, so these are still scary.
Master wills.
I was contemplating just ignoring them, but they are a threat right now.
You have accumulated 25% of strategic points.
20 seconds till you can recharge.
Reporting.
Do I go back into
You have
lock-on with that
seized a
said?
strategic area.
Setting course.
Actually, let me recall my fighters. Your repairs are back up. Weapons are back online.
Victims.
Just the crew we need to be mindful of.
Reloading ordnance.
You rammed me. Congratulations, but it caused you a mutiny. I hope it was worth it.
To the slaughter.
Now the challenge is to let this thing live.
Relentless powers.
It just got bored quite heavily, so I don't think it's gonna happen.
I cannot master.
I do have actually decent boarding from this.
Successful, master.
I just don't have any of our fighters to kind of tank the shots. That's the problem.
For the war master.
So let me go after what's isolate for this to work. Oh, that was stupid. There's fighters in the way.
Your orders.
There was fighters that immediately intercepted my assault ships. That was dumb.
Reporting. Stack engines to full ahead. As the war master wills.
This is definitely a fun match there. Hectic, without a doubt,
We
but
stand ready.
we're in good condition with me having like
Engines hot.
4 objectives right now. Oh god.
For the war master.
Your engines are finally operational. Get the hell out of there.
Show us our
Nope,
victims.
your engines are down again. You were officially screwed. You were on your own.
Reporting.
Just don't ever turn off the
We
combustion
are
gauge.
unstoppable.
Just keep going at your piddly normal
The
speed.
enemy has accumulated
Actually, you're going 300
25%
speed.
of strategic
You're still going
points.
faster than your normal base movement.
As the war master
Oh.
wills.
Well, that wasn't what I had in mind. That was not what I was expecting. Thankfully, everything's pretty much broken. I wasn't even prioritizing the weapons. Yeah, all their weapons are pretty much broken. I'm kind of thankful.
Accumulated 50% of strategic points.
But I think we got this cleaned up now. Despite the fact they all had mega cannons, what? I'm curious, what the hell happened there? They are still mega cannons, for crying out loud. They seriously should be screwing me over, even if it was reload. Mega cannons are still no joke, so how the hell did I win that? That is a serious question, with me diving in there as recklessly as I have been. Since that was against my better judgment, because I wanted to try and give my opponent a good time with these close-range brawls. I'm just not equipped to beat orcs in that kind of condition. Though I am going to have to mute the mic for a moment to at least call back, since I do have dinner in about an hour with them. Okay, sorry about that, I'm back now. So, at most I have about half an hour for extra matches, but like I said, I had to call them back since they were probably just double checking to see if we were still good for dinner in about an hour's time. Gonna basically be meeting up with, what is it, my brother's mother-in-law? Since it's a long weekend over here, and everyone else is out for the time being. It's gonna be a good time, and at least have a meal out at least, I suppose, and just talk. Now, what are we gonna play next? I kind of been keeping away from the Imperial Navy. I want to play more Lance. I don't know why it's been working out well, but it has been. I'm dreading the day when things go horribly wrong, though. Because it should happen. It doesn't feel like this fleet should work. It's like two extremes of me wanting to get in super close for torpedoes and ramming, and at the same time wanting to keep them as far away as possible for the Nova cannons and the Lances. This should not work in theory. With how I explained it, it should not. But nonetheless, aside for that one bugged match against Tyranids, I think, where the Massive Claws still made them immune to ramming, I think I won every single match almost. Even the few against Adeptus, but again, those were not like the heavy torpedo type fleets, so I may have gotten away with it a little bit in those matchups. Now, what are we up against this time around? I'm still dreading if the streak's gonna end. But damn, have I been enjoying the apocalypse. That Nova Cannon's been working really well at hitting things, so long as I'm patient enough. Ooh, Adeptus Mechanicus. They can outshoot me. They can do more damage to me at range, so I kind of want to get in their face. Ignore the macro cannons, ignore my lances, which is going to be awkward because it's apocalypse. But I want to take full advantage of my ramming damage. Yeah, and take it easy there, Al. Hopefully I'll still be streaming when you get back, since I don't have a whole lot of time myself. But in all seriousness, what is the apocalypse going to do, since it is a bit of a liability to get hit by a Nova Cannon just because of its slower speed. But I do have micro warp jump. I could just hide in the gas cloud here to be a little problematic and distract them some, especially since I want to go in this way anyway for the objectives, maybe. Without a doubt, my 4 Armageddons are going to be the ones I'm going to be relying on most, I feel like. For the ramming, for the torpedoes, and just the close range brawl. And never mind the fact I can board them really well. How the hell do I use you, though? Just soak the Nova cannons, maybe? Only thing I could think of, because you're not really going to do a whole lot, I suppose, is the honest truth. Or at least you could just simply be outgunned.
Aye, Admiral. Changing course.
And what are we looking at here? At least 4 potential cruisers? Do I actually... if I'm going to ram them, hit them with torpedoes, what on earth do I want to focus on? I kind of want to kill the engines maybe, so it makes it easier to hit with said torpedoes. But it's 5 Nova cans. It remains to be seen if it's a battleship or just all cruisers.
Heading acknowledged. Ship ready.
Oh, and I forgot to group my Armageddons. That is capturing quickly. Is that a light cruiser? Or maybe I was just not paying attention to it. That would have to be a frigate of some kind, though.
In flight.
I want to say, at least.
Coordinates acknowledged.
Especially if these are 5 cruisers.
Coordinates acknowledged.
You have seized
And I gotta
the
remember,
strategic
I can
area.
boost up my combustion gauge really quickly here with summarily. Yeah, with the execution. So I can get in their face super aggressively.
Engaging engines.
It's just, again, a question of
The
how to
enemy has
best use my
seized a
micro warp
strategic
jump.
area.
Oh, and I forgot to lock on with
Aye,
you.
Admiral.
Bit of a mistake.
Underway.
I'm gonna wait
Setting
and see if the Nova cans start firing before I boost forward.
We serve.
Because they can't really move or do anything. And they might actually panic as a result.
We wait your command. Engaging engines.
Actually, I could fire torpedoes, who am I kidding?
Maximum burn.
I did not hear a hum until it's too late, so if this is an ion Omnia sign, I might be in trouble. Nope, they're boosting in panic, so
Coordinates acknowledged.
the panic did what was needed.
Ship ready.
I didn't get the torpedo hits I want, but
We wait your command.
gotta watch this combustion
Your
gauge.
orders. Underway. Reloading. Changing course. Enemy sighted.
Okay, go after the support ship. I'm okay with
Course
this.
engaged. All ahead full. We wait your command.
I'm okay with the support ship taking the hits here.
Underway.
Because you can start shooting really well.
Engaging.
I did let the combustion gauge go though, so that was a mistake.
Imperial escorts destroyed.
And sadly, torpedoes are gone there. Ow, you're killing all the torpedoes. That should not be happening, but it is nonetheless.
Changing course.
Oh, and you didn't even use your Cardinal of the Omni sign either, which is interesting.
Coordinates acknowledged.
So this is gonna hurt a bit here.
Ship ready. Underway. We serve.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
Understood.
Once I get in their face, this will still do a lot of damage really quickly though.
Now. Heading acknowledged. We wait your command. Setting course. Escort vessel lost.
I did lose a frigate though. Let's not get too complacent just yet.
Engaging engines. Your orders.
You have seized a strategic area.
You were doing well on those ships so far, and I did permanently lose one of my torpedoes.
Understood. Setting course.
Okay, engine permanently gone, I'll take that.
Ship ready. Lightning strike successful. We serve. Course engaged.
Do I get this
You have
charged up in
seized a
time?
strategic area.
Your orders.
I think the shields did their thing.
Our borders have caused internal damage.
God damn it, I'm messing up now.
We serve.
Changing course.
I still got health though.
Ship ready.
All ahead, foe!
And well, I can't quite rally just
Force
yet.
engaged.
So let's not get too complacent.
Aye, Admiral. Engaging engines. We wait your command. Setting course.
I didn't quite get the ramming damage I would like, especially now that engines are getting permanently hit.
Acknowledged.
The enemy has accumulated 25% of strategic points.
Coordinates
And what do you have for
acknowledged.
upgrades? Oh, you do actually have navigational shields, surprisingly enough.
Ship ready. Underway.
That is a bit...
You have
I was not
accumulated
expecting that.
25% of strategic points.
But yeah, I misjudged how far I can go, I guess. But at least my opponent was smart enough to spread up their fleet into 2 different squadrons. You get to see the value right there.
We serve.
That you have a second squadron that can actually
Full.
keep hitting. I just supercharged Void Shield when I didn't need to.
Understood. Course engaged.
Yeah, this is the last
We
over.
serve.
One of our ships is gone, sir!
Why did you have to leave, Al? Clearly, you were my good luck charm.
Acknowledged.
The enemy has accumulated
But yeah,
50%
I didn't get the
of
torpedo
strategic
hits I
points.
want. They got a ridiculous amount of torpedo critical hits at that, too.
Heading acknowledged.
So that kind of sealed the deal for me there quite a bit. Yeah, well. It just comes down to maybe getting a little too aggressive. I could have played that a little bit slower. Because I had no idea if there was actually a battleship there, which would be a little bit tricky for him to evade me just because of how slow it could turn. But the Apocalypse itself was doing decent damage to the one ship there. Supercharged Force Shield was kind of not helpful since it didn't serve as really any bait. Bit of the downside there, so the streak is over, alas. But that doesn't mean this thing can still murder Adeptus Mechanicus really well. I just maybe got too aggressive too early. With the boost, at least. I could just have faded, wait for him to be on cooldown, maybe. It's a... like... because interestingly enough, my opponent... oh, jeepers again. Well, this will be the slugfest match that they want. It's going to be in their face, with a little bit of lances to poke them down. But without a doubt, if it's light cruisers, I kind of want to rely on my critical hit chance of the lances first to start picking them off piecemeal. Eventually, though, the Apocalypse is going to get pinned down, and then it's going to start taking a lot of damage, I think. So that's what Micro Warp Jump's going to be for in this case. So the frigates, I think, are just going to mostly be for repositioning and grabbing a bit of side objectives. So at least they're having a good time, I suppose. If nothing else. Now what upgrades I want? Without a doubt, Micro Warp Jump, Plasma Bomb would be amazing. So long as I time it properly. Plasma Bomb is going to be amazing.
Engaging engines.
Going to be so much morale damage to them.
Understood.
Never mind just a bunch of damage to light cruisers in general.
Underway.
No, oh god. The fleet's evolving. But they have nothing but torpedoes this time. So I'm a little bit safer here, maybe.
Ship ready.
If I can dodge the first torpedo salvo and get behind them,
We
then...
wait your command.
or at least get on their side, then I should be in really good shape. At least for the close range engagement.
We serve.
Setting course.
Let me remember your damn
wait
lock
your
on. I don't know
command.
why I've been forgetting it all this time. But I have been.
Admiral.
And keep an eye on the range. When do I likely expect them to hit?
Changing course.
Once I get to the asteroid belt, I should be able to start shooting them.
Ship ready.
And hell. Oh, torpedoes, but I'm prepared.
Changing course.
Actually, I'm not. I can't switch stances. I want one melta torpedo and the rest is regular.
Enemy sighted.
I should have launched fighters. Not that it's a big deal, but I should have launched fighters.
Underway.
Actually,
Your
I have
orders?
fighters for defense. Who am I kidding?
Fury interceptors in flight.
This is like Armada 1 all over again. So many torpedoes. Good God. At least hopefully my fighters can do some work. There we go.
Ship ready.
Now I just gotta remember to use my Nova cans at a good time.
Course
So
engaged.
the trick here is keep this on the edge of the lances hitting.
Setting course.
Oh, did I hit myself?
Aye, Admiral.
Maybe a single torpedo, but nothing significant,
Setting course.
thankfully.
Your orders?
So keep firing, wait for the next... oh, you don't have the slow, thankfully. That would be a nightmare for me, as far as trying to kite, once you get that skill unlocked.
We wait your command.
But my opponent's evolving, or at least learning the nuances.
You have seized a strategic area.
But don't worry, I'm going to give you your close range fight.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
I'm just not going to do it yet, but the gas cloud's a bit problematic, isn't it now?
Ship ready.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
So we're going to correct that as best we can.
Coordinates acknowledged. We serve. Engaging engines.
I missed one, but it's about to get identified anyway, I think. No, I take that back.
Underway.
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
More torpedoes, let's
Fury interceptors in flight.
deal with those.
For the Emperor.
Aye, Admiral.
Coordinates acknowledged.
Can I get the torpedo hits I
Wait
want?
your command.
I overshot. I thought I could hit with the
Ship ready.
plasma bomb. I guess I did that wrong.
Understood.
Up, too close, damn it.
Engines. Your orders. Acquiring new vector.
And your engines are gone at a bad time too.
Underway.
Execute high energy turn. Understood.
Well, by all means stand there.
We
Your
serve.
torpedoes are not really doing a whole lot of damage.
Starhawks loaded and sent. Heading acknowledged. Burn retros.
I don't know why my ships aren't moving.
Course
Oh,
engaged.
is it too close proximity? Oh, I know what it is, god damn it.
Full guns. Fire at will.
It's that dang group order thing messing up again.
Maximum burn.
That was inconvenient timing.
Initiate emergency repairs.
This time I'm gonna wait till the
Bulkheads failing.
big rep button expires, because I don't want to mess up a plasma bomb shot
Await
again.
your command. Burn retros.
There, that's a damn good hit.
Underway. All ahead, full.
One of our ships is gone, sir.
Only one melted torpedo,
Your
sadly.
orders? Shark assault boats on their way.
Well, I guess I'm gonna ram you. I was hoping for a mix of torpedoes and ramming.
We wait your command.
Course engaged.
Now we just gotta recharge.
Course engaged.
Flagship's all but dead. We don't have to worry about that anymore.
We serve.
Setting course.
And thankfully,
The enemy has
they aren't mega
accumulated
cans, so this
25% of strategic
this is a
points.
lot of firepower they could not be utilizing, since they do have heavy guns, right? Yeah, they have heavy guns on the side.
Orders.
So that could have been a lot harder. Oh well. It's in their face. It's a lot of fire assaults though, good god. Everything is on fire. Aw, they forgot their skills, sadly. Sure, they may be experimenting, trying to figure stuff out, but I guess what I can do for them if I encounter them again is give them a real orc stomp. I might as well just go with a Mega Cannon type fleet to really show them the potential of it. Because if I go with this torpedo fleet, they might get the wrong impression. I just don't think Sneaky Gets is gonna be... I might as well go with the big red button, or at least Evil Sons. I don't really like this fleet, let alone I don't even use it. Yeah, it's a single battleship. That might be why I don't like it. You're seeing a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I'm gonna go with the battleships with the mega cannons. I'm not fond of it, but how about we compromise a bit? How many battleships can I actually get? This would also be my last match as a note, so... Oh, I could get 4 battleships maybe with all the frigates I have access to, but I gotta be quick. Otherwise my opponent's gonna go find another adversary to play with. And I might as well switch over to the onslaughts. They're more consistent at least. And we'll see if we encounter them or not. Otherwise, I'm actually curious about some of the changes they made too. Like, I could go with the shocking saps. I probably should seriously consider it. But I think it's too late. I think my opponent went somewhere else. Or got another match, so this may be for naught. I want to try and help their time there by showing them probably the most simplistic type of fleet. But it's not gonna happen. Oh, we got a match at least, so we'll see if it's our new orky friend or not. Am I so lucky? Nope, nope, it's a Necron player I don't recognize anyway. So, this might be brutal for him. Especially with the mega cannons and all the critical hits. Well, I'll tolerate this fleet at least once. So long as I can find some good nuances to it, I suppose. Which I do have the light cruisers with the mobility to help some. Oh, without a doubt, we're going straight at their face. And grab an objective at the same time. If possible. And I should just boost immediately with that said too, since they can already mark me or prioritize components easily enough. And I'm trying to remember speed. Yeah, these all go the exact same speed. 4 light cruisers, 5 Ravagers, or not Ravagers but Onslaughts, so this is a nice consistent type of fleet comp. And I don't even need the frigates in front anyway, since they're not really going to be scouting, just identifying for me. Actually, I'll have one of the battleships over there. Main thing to remember is to at least let the battleships go first.
You got it.
As far as taking the shots.
Move that junk.
Since my light cruisers and frigates can be picked off so damn quickly anyway, so I may withhold the next boost with my light cruisers and frigates.
The strategic area.
Welcome back there, Al. You kind of were my good luck charm. The Lance Imperial Navy fleet has finally fallen. It's a sad day. But I kind of mistimed my aggressive rush anyway, which is probably the main reason why I lost that. Then in my opponent I finally have a Mechanicus opponent that actually split up their fleet, or spread it out. You don't see that too terribly often. They like to death ball and have them all in one clump. And now I was kind of hoping to encounter an orc adversary, so that way I could show him at least how orcs technically played, and sadly I did not run into them.
Yeah?
Huh.
Hit the red button!
Interesting.
Here we go!
I would
You
have...
got it, boss!
I'm gonna have to get in their face immediately is what this tells me, but... Nope, I can't hide this. I was hoping to maybe conceal the ship.
Orcs, orcs, orcs!
Because I actually don't have stasis bomb or anything like that.
Hold on to something! Thirsty your
So this will
grubs!
be annoying. It just puts me on a clock ultimately, though.
Hit the red button! You want us over there?
Now, priority on the flagship here.
What do you want?
The enemy has seized a strategic area.
I can't, boss!
Yeah, this
The
thing's gonna
enemy
die
has
really,
seized a
really
strategic
quickly.
area.
But... And I want you all firing your broadsides, you cursed thing. You're no good to me
The fight is over here!
being standing still.
He's ready! Orcs, orcs, orcs! Faster, you grots!
Now, can everything reload?
This is best!
Because my flagship is dead in an instant here.
Full speed!
But if I can board the Scourge here, that'd be pretty good.
Move that junk! We stopped the enemy ship!
Maybe that was not the smartest choice, but I'm hoping to kill this thing off
You got
quickly.
it, boss. Retro's on!
Yeah, and everything's gonna mutiny as well, so
We gotta go!
this needs to die now to really cripple their firepower. Nope, not quite dead yet. Still got one last hurrah in it.
We'll fight another day!
Any fighters, any torpedoes, I could have heavily negated those fighter bays.
You got it, boss!
Let's see.
It is what Orcs work best!
This could still die. It's not quite over yet. I just gotta do the boarding necessary.
What do you want? Boss, we got him!
Everything's on fire. Everything's losing their crew. And your deck's gone, so this is still a victory despite this weird mess we just had.
It's getting shot up!
With one light frigate to keep in
You
mind.
want us over there?
Now I just gotta hit this cursed thing, that's the problem. It's conveniently in the way,
Fleet's ready!
because if I can't get the Mega Can hits, then... Here we go, did that seal the deal? Close. I don't need more mutinies, though.
One of our ships, boss!
Kill it now.
Orcs is best!
Kill it now, get in his face. And ideally hit. Ideally hit. It doesn't need to time to recharge. Thank you.
You got it!
Jeez, that was the fastest 180 that my light cruiser ever did. Don't ask me how the hell that happened. I wasn't looking, to be fair.
The enemy has accumulated 50% of strategic points.
It boosted into the Scourge, and then it almost hit my cruiser, which was behind it at the start of that big red button. This is a...
The fight is over here!
Well, that's convenient. Maybe there's merit to this fleet after all. But yeah, not having anything for fighter bays, or even torpedoes, could have done so much to just distract those, damn doom scythes. At least it would burn out their charges quite a bit too and give me more longevity, but... In all seriousness, I think you want to, if you're relying on the fighters to do damage, at least in that circumstance, especially if you were somehow new, I had no way to deal with these fighters, you probably should have just spread out those scourges, I think. balls maneuver indeed. Good God. Good God indeed. I don't really care for the Evil Sons and at least the speed maneuver. I'm just more partial to the camouflage or the stealth or shroud rather. I feel like there's so much potential to be had here. Fairly easily negate though, if my time against Tyrants is any indication I suppose. But I love the possibilities. Alas, I think that's the last of my streaming for now. Yeah, it is 4:30 now. I have about half an hour to get ready. But I am hoping to continue to do some more weekend streams, especially since I have a hard time getting matches on Wednesday. I may do Blood Bowl videos on Wednesday instead, and that will at least incentivize more weekend streams. So thank you everyone for tuning in. It was a good time. Good God. It started off really damn well too, with having a face-off against Tyranids with Mechanicus and Space Marines. I don't even know how I won with Space Marines if I were to be serious.